Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and I hope you all are doing great. This is a little tall journal. I say little, it's going to be very big, but it's a tall journal that I am working on for a sweet friend. And I thought I would take you guys along with me, I don't know if any of you have done tall journals before. Now, this is not my kit. I do have some tall journal kits. This is not my kit. This one is from Lynn Art Studios on Etsy. I got this from her probably, 3 or 4 years ago probably. But I thought it would be really pretty in this. It's got some blues and purples. So what I do is cut my fabric almost 12 inches. It's like 11 3/4. And then I cut it, and that's the height. And then I cut it at, let's see, 11 inches wide, and that gives you plenty of room in there for your kit, just folding them in half the tall way. So, and then I printed these on 8.5 by 11 paper. Now I'm probably going to work on some pockets and tags and things before I start putting things in the journal. I've got some that come with the kit, and then I've got just some miscellaneous from my stash, from Melina's, just some different printouts that I had, and I thought they went well with the kit, so I'll go ahead and use those. And then I grabbed out some tags and pockets. I'm going to use those. These are some extra pages that I had folded, but I didn't put in the kit because it was already getting kind of thick, so I'll probably use these to make some tall tags with. Now, when you're working on the narrow, tall journals, you just have to keep in mind that everything has to be narrower. It can be tall, but it has to be narrower. It can't be real wide. It can only be, it helps so much when I turn the ruler the right way. The widest it can be is 4, and I wouldn't even make it 4 because that means you're going to go into your fold. So something about like this, which is about 3.5, I think. Yep, 3.5 is wide enough. So I've got a couple of those pulled out. I've got another one of those somewhere. And then I've got a few of these pulled out, a smaller envelope because it will work. And then just some different things. So we'll work on some of these. And I'm going to start off with these, I think, just to make a few pockets and things that we can add through there. Then we'll make some really tall tags. I like the tall tags in these journals because when you do the short ones in the journals, these tall journals, it makes it look kind of weird. So I usually do the tall, thin ones. And this is just a library card pocket that I had in my stash. So I thought I would work on this a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some ink around this because I think we'll put this in there, and then maybe even one of those tall envelopes. Okay, now on this, I think I'll put, what shall I put? I may just put it in here like it is. Who knows? Let's see. You know, this is one of those that we can glue here and have it as a little flip out like we did on some of those yesterday. And I also could, let's see, I'm going to flip out that way, pocket there. Okay, let's just do this. Let's go ahead and glue it down. I really need to refill my glue bottle here. We have some more of the 16-ounce art glitter glue in. I know a lot of you had asked about those. We got more in just recently. They don't last long, and we only are able to get a few at a time. I don't know why. We can only get about 8 or 10 at a time. So if you want one, grab it. Put that on there so to hold it open for me. And then we'll put something over this. I thought I had a scrap piece here, but I don't think I do. I think all of them are whole pieces. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure this is glued down well first because I don't want it to hinder a pocket. I think we'll put this on here. And I'm just going to fold it in half. Well, in quarter, I guess you could call it. Just going to fold it right up to that line. Like that. And then I think I'm just going to tear. I won't have to get my tall trimmer out. Hopefully I can tear it somewhat straight. And then we can put this all the way up if we want. We can go from the very bottom to the top and put that on there. And then this can be another little tuck up here. So you'd have a tuck down here and a tuck up there. I'm trying to decide what side. I think I want this side. And I'm just going to glue these together because it makes for a much thicker pocket. That way things don't tear out of it. This is a beautiful collection. I'm pretty sure she probably still has it. Like I said, I got it many years ago. Way before we was making digitals ourselves. And I think she had actually sent me this one. I'm going to trim it off just a tiny bit. A little bit tall there. That should work right there. Now, right here, I'm going to glue that down. And then I'm going to glue up here and down here. So I'll have a tuck here and a tuck there. So I'm going to mark that where I'm going to glue. And I'm going to put some ink around it first. And I could be using my blue ink. Sometimes I just get too lazy to get up and get it. And somebody said, quit saying that you're lazy because you're not lazy. Sometimes I feel like I am. I don't feel like I get enough done in a day's time. Okay. Alright, now let me hold my finger there because that's where we're going to put the middle. And then we're going to put this one up here, this one down here. In these tall journals, you just find different little ways to make pockets and tucks and things that are not so wide, that work with the journal. Oh, and I don't know why I didn't put glue down through here. That has to be closed up too, Edith. So we'll put a little glue down through there. Hopefully I'm putting glue on there. Feels like I am. And then, let me grab a piece of paper. So then you've got a tuck up here and a tuck down here. And then, of course, you've got a pocket there. And then I think I'm going to make this into a little belly band like we did on those other ones yesterday. I kind of like that, the way we did that. Let me see what I shall use. I'm just going to try to grab a piece of something that maybe will look a little bit more like a scrap. This is not exactly a scrap, but it'll work. I'm just going to fold a little piece over. It's got beautiful butterflies on it. Yeah, once I made up all those kits, I got to finding journals and pages and things that I had forgot about that I wanted to work with. And so I kept laying them on my desk when I would find them, and I thought, man, I'm going to have to stop laying them on my desk because I've got so many over there now. I'll never get finished. But this is a very pretty one. So, okay, trim it off right there. And then just add a little glue to this. Just a little small belly band. And we can tuck a little card or something in there. So that's that side. And then over here, I'm going to put a little pocket. So how are you guys doing today? Even though I asked you guys the other day to make sure that you left your comments and things about our challenges that we have going on over on the blog, I still had people that left them under the video and over on the Facebook page. I just can't check all of those places when I get started making this little booklet up, the training booklet. And this is for anything that you want trained on, you know, whether it be Etsy, Canva, whatever. Just give me a suggestion. I'm compiling all of those and I'm making a booklet that we can use when we start to do some of those different things, like the, you know, if you started to open up an Etsy store, you could just look through the booklet and it would give you step by step on how to do that. But like I said, I can't look at them in 5 or 6 different places. Somebody even sent me a email. Please just post them all over on the blog under the post that I have there that says, you know, make money doing what you love, something like that. I can't remember the title, but I'll link it below. Leave all your comments over there. If they're all in one place, I can deal with them. But if they're in 5 or 6, 7 different places, I can't do that because I don't have enough time to go through all those. I'm just going to put this little bird up here. So if you left a comment by any of those other ways, if you will please you can just copy and paste it over there on the blog in the comments section. That would help me a lot. Okay, there we go. All right, we got that. Let's flip on through here and see where we want to put something else. I think we might put one of these little envelopes on here. Trying to decide if I want to put it where it'll flip up, if we just clip it on. How do we want to do this? Or if we want to use it as a pocket. I think I will use it as a pocket. And I'll just cover some of this front. Might use some of this since it's got all the writing on there to cover part of that. And I'm not going to worry about getting it the exact width. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to tear it a little bit shorter. I got everything right in my way, as usual. Let's see. Ooh, that doesn't want to tear. Go up to there. And I'm going to go ahead and tear a little tiny edge off here. Hopefully I can tear a tiny one because I just want it to be a little bit rougher. Nah, come on now. You let it slip, Edith. There we go. And a little piece off the bottom. Good. Just try to say, what did I do with it? I lost it. Good. Very good. Okay. Now we can add this right here. And I'm just going to glue the edges down because I may have another pocket behind that pocket, if you know what I mean. Pocket, pocket. There we go. Now, so we'll have another little pocket right in there. And I'll probably put some little something there, a label or something. So then let's go on back. Some of these I'll add fold outs to. Some of them I won't. We'll just kind of decide that as we go along. I'm going to glue this down and I can always decorate it after it's glued. I can put some paper or whatever there, and then I'm going to flip on back here to the back. See how thick I've already got this one? I've got it thick. I like that with that. So we'll put this one here. I'll decorate it later. All right, and then what else do we have? I think somewhere right in here we might do a little corner tuck pocket. Let's see, I'm going to tear this. Yeah, I think that'll go good with that. I'm just going to fold this over instead of cutting it off. It'll help it be stronger. And then I'm going to fold a little bit of this over because I don't want it to be too close to the spine. Yeah. And then I'm just going to cut a little edge right there. I don't want to cut my flowers off, but I'm just going to cut it like that. You know what? I need to cut it the other way. These, I forget all the time on these. You have to have room to put your piece in there, your tag or whatever, and when you do them this way, it's going to be kind of hard to get that tag and thing down in there because you're so close to the spine. So I'm going to flip it over and do it over here. We're not really covering anything up, and I really like it over here better. That way you have all of this room to put something in there. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue these little pieces down first. Now I don't want to put glue down through there. I just want to put glue over here. And then we're going to put it close to the edge. Not at the edge, but pretty close. That way you can still get a tag down in there, but it's not gonna, let me just put one of these in there and I'll show you. So you can still get a tag down in there, but it's not gonna hang over. So that's what we want in the tall journals. Okay, so we put one back there. Let's make one for somewhere up here. What about here? Nope, that's the, let's go to this side. Maybe right here. And I think this one's going to go well there. And I'm just going to fold that over and glue it. You can make these taller if you want. They can be a whole lot taller than what I'm making them. So then we'll trim off right there. Yep, I like that. Need to glue that down a little bit because I didn't put enough glue in there. And then again, just put it down, not at the edge, but pretty close. Keep it away from here. The more you keep away from the spine, the easier it's going to be for this to close and open and not get, you know, just huge. Which I like gator mouth, but I don't like it too gator mouthy. Okay, so that was there. Then we could do a regular pocket. Oh, that's too blendy, isn't it? We could do a regular pocket there. That's cute. Let's trim it off right there. You see, I am doing the fast way. Sometimes I like the fast way. I think I'm going to put that side up, though. And I like to use as many of my scraps as I can. That's why I try to go through the book back and forth. Because using up your scraps just helps you. When you get through, you don't have all these little pieces laying around everywhere. That doesn't look straight at all. Let me get my trimmer. Okay. See if I can get this somewhat straighter. I think that'll work. Yeah, it'll work if I put it right side up. We do have more of those punches ordered. They're on back order, so we're just waiting patiently. Not patiently, but we're waiting. I think everybody started buying those punches at the same time. Okay, I like that little pocket. There we go. That's cute. Alright, let's see. So, we may need to put a little flip out somewhere back here in the back. Or I might just put this one and just clip it in. Just decorate it up and clip it in. I think that's, I'm just going to stick this one in here. And that'll remind me that I want to clip that one in somewhere. So I'll decorate that up. Let's put a little pocket right here. I've got little giblets all over my fingers. And I think we might go with the little tall pocket. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fold the edges on this or not. I've learned that sometimes if you start in the middle and work your way out on folding, they tend to fold a little bit better, a little bit easier without going crooked when you're folding little tiny pieces. Learned that the hard way. Let's see. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be pretty. Yep, I like that. So really, I mean, if you want to, you can spend a ton of time on pockets and tags and things like that, but you don't have to. It's still going to be very, very pretty, and sometimes when you spend too much time on one thing, you get discouraged. You get very, very burnt out and discouraged. I like that. We might want to put a big old bird down here. What do you think? Let's just do it. These are some birds. I don't know where I got them. I've actually found them when I was going through all of my digitals. They just fell out on the floor, so I thought, oh, okay, I'll use those. There we go. I think I only had 3 or 4, but I like them. Okay, so we got a big tall pocket there, and one of these tags will go in there well. Now, it helps you if you press those in so that you have a little bit more room to add your tags and things. If you don't, the way it's small, it's going to curve a little bit, and it's going to be hard to get things in there. I'm going to leave that for writing. That's a good little writing spot. Don't know what I'll do there yet. This is some of that handmade paper. That's a good little writing spot. I may just leave that, I don't know. There's some of them I'm going to add a little flip to and some not. That's a good writing paper. I can't really add a flip to that because it's not a real strong paper. This one I could add a little flip to. So let's see what we might come up with. We could actually put... No, I don't like that purple and purple together. Let's see what we got here. Probably do that one. No, that looks just like that, doesn't it? We could do this one and put it in and then have a long, tall pocket up there if we wanted. And just take that whole piece of paper and glue it on the inside because we've got the back part back here. What do you think? Or we can just glue this side and then let this be a little flip out. We could also let that be a pocket. I'm thinking here. I think I'm going to let this be a pocket. This is not a real fragile paper, so I think it'll work just like it is. So, all I'm going to glue down is this, and I'll probably have to put some washi on this just because it's going to be kind of fragile. Not fragile, sorry about that, I didn't mean fragile. It's going to be kind of hard to get this exactly even. So, let's do this. Yeah, it's going to have a little washi, but that's okay. We can do that. Because this side didn't come down quite as much. And then we'll just, I may have to do 2 folds in this, just because if I don't think, well, let's see, we can do it that way, maybe. I don't know. We'll see on that. Right here, I'm going to put some washi, though. You find some that matches. This is pretty, and it's very sticky. Oops. Don't stick it to your paper like that. There, that works. Then, got a pocket here. If I fold that over all the way, it's going to crash into that, I think. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to fold this part back just a little bit. Like that. And we'll probably just put a tab on there where you can pull it. So that works. There we go. We've got lots of writing room. Got a pocket in there, and it's not gluing down. Come on now. I've got so much stuff on my fingers. Ugh. There. Now, you tuck something in there. You can also write on this. And then you've got this little flip that we'll put something on here to a little tab or something. Now let's look back here to the back. I don't want to, that one's almost the same size as the page, so I don't want to add anything on there, but I do want to add something. Ugh. Well, what did I do with it? It's here somewhere. It's that little piece of Braille paper. There it is. No, that's actually a good size. Probably don't need to put a flip on that one. I might put some little something on this one. I hate to cover that up though, because that is that handmade paper. I don't know. We'll see. I may do another flip here or there. We'll figure it out. You can always do a flip on a regular page. It doesn't hurt anything. I was just trying to extend some of the pages that were in here. This is an old Italian advertisement out of an old advertisement book. I got it just a little bit crooked in there, but hey, I like that. It's very, very old. It came from Italy, from Rachel, when I bought some packs from her. Okay, I think I am at the point where I'm going to make some tags and things. Not that I'm finished with the pages, I'm not, but I'm going to start making some tags and putting those in there, and then we can always come back and add to and do all kinds sorts of things through there. These bulk up pretty quick, especially when you've got as many pages as I do, and I have no clue. I think I've got like 20 pages, 25 pages in here. So, but they bulk up pretty quick. I do need to make some things for the front and for the back where I got the pockets. But I think I'm going to stop this video there, and then we'll come back. I'll probably come back tomorrow, and we'll start making some tags and try to come up with some different types of flips and folds and things that we can do in this journal. I've only made probably 8 or 10 of these journals, so I'm not as familiar with making different things for these as I am the regular ones. But I think between you and I, we can come up with lots of different things to make on this. So that's what we're going to do. You give me some ideas below if you have any ideas of what we can do with this tall journal to make some different flips and folds and pockets and things like that. All right, we will talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow unless something comes up, and we will see you guys later. Don't forget to hit that like button, the share button, and the subscribe button if you don't mind. I would appreciate it. Bye-bye.